Hello, my name is Shrinklamo. I would like to begin by talking about something that affects all of us working in early childhood education and care, and that's staff retention. Effective leadership and positive workplace culture are essential for high quality early childhood education and care. However, many early childhood educators in Australia are leaving their jobs at high rates. One of the main reasons educators leave the job is that their pay is too low compared to the responsibility and effort required in their work. Educators often work long hours and juggle multiple tasks such as planning engaging activities, documenting children's learning, setting up rooms, and providing daily care. This heavy workload can take a toll in their physical and mental well being, leading to stress, fatigue, and burnout. Another challenge is lack of clear career pathways. Many educators feel that despite their skills and qualifications, there are limited opportunities to progress professionally. This can make them feel undervalued and overlooked compared to teachers in schools, even though their role is vital for children's early development. High turnover in early childhood education has a real impact on children. Stable relationships with familiar adults are essential for children to feel secure and supported in their learning. When educators leave frequently, children can experience disruptions to their routines, which may affect their confidence, engagement, and sense of belonging. Addressing these challenges is a vital not only for retaining staff but also for ensuring children receive high quality, consistent care that supports their learning, well being, and development. So let's look into the description of issue in Australian context. In Australia, staff retention in early childhood education and care has become a major concern. Many educators are leaving the profession and the new educators are not entering at the same rate. Report from the United Workers Union and ACUA shows that many services have lost staff over the past year, with more than half of current educators considering leaving within the next few years. Low pay, heavy workload, and limited career progression are the main reasons. Many educators feel their professional skills are undervalued compared to teachers in schools, even though their work plays a critical role in children's learning and development. Recruiting is also becoming increasingly difficult. Services are struggling to find qualified early childhood teachers and diploma trained educators. This shortage affects the consistency of care and the relationships children from with educators. Stable and trusting relationships are central to children's emotional well being and sense of security, which are vital foundations for learning. When staff frequently leave, children may experience uncertainty and lack of continuity in their daily routines. This can affect their confidence, participation, and engagement in learning. The workforce crisis also affects the overall quality of early childhood education and care services. With fewer qualified educators, services face challenges in maintaining high standards, meeting regularity requirements, and delivering consistent educational programs. This issue impacts the broader goals of the National Children's Education and Care Workforce Strategy, which aim to build sustainable, respected, and skilled early childhood forces across Australia. So let's look into risks with reference to early years learning framework and national quality standard. Staff retention has a big impact on how well early childhood services can put the early years learning framework into practice and meet the national quality standards. Both frameworks highlight the importance of having stable, experienced educators, strong relationships, and reflective teaching practices. When staff often leave, children can't maintain consistent relationships with educators. This makes it harder for them to feel secure, develop trust, and build a sense of belonging. In all key ideas in the early years learning framework principles of secure, respectful, and reciprocal relationships. Children need these stable connections to feel safe and to learn effectively. High staff turnover also affects the quality and consistency of the program. Planning activities, observing children, and documenting learning all rely on educators working together over time. If staff if staff keeps changing, this process can disrupt, which can affect intentional teaching and quality of children's learning experiences. This links to Quality Area 1 of National Quality Standard, which focuses on educational program and practices. When educators leave, remaining staff often face heavier workloads and more stress. This can make it harder for them to connect with children and collaborate with colleagues, affecting both teamwork and the overall quality of the program. It also impacts Quality Area 4 and 7 of National Quality Standard, which focus on staff arrangements and leadership, including support and professional collaboration. Over time, frequent turnover can weaken a service culture of reflective and continuous improvement. This makes it harder to maintain high quality practice and professional growth, which are central to both early years learning framework and national quality standards. Strategies to reduce the risks. High staff turnover in early childhood education can disrupt the continuity of relationships, affect the quality of educational practices, and impact the overall well being of children and educators. Implementing evidence based and human centered strategies to mitigate these risks and promote a stable and supportive work environment. So, the first one is leadership and workplace culture. Effective leadership is crucial in fostering a positive workplace culture that supports staff retention. Leaders who prioritize team well being, mentor staff, encourage reflective practice, and value input help educators feel respected and professionally fulfilled. Research indicates that strong reflective leadership that fosters professional values and supportive climate promotes retention. Additionally, creating cohesive terms and valuing educators' work are practices that enable retention. For example, the center where I was doing my placement, the director regularly acknowledged staff achievements both in team meeting and in weekly memo. Sometimes the director also gives gift cards as educator of the month. The staff reported feeling motivated, valued, supported, and connected to the center. As a result, turnovers decreased and children benefited from stable, consistent relationships with educators. And secondly, it's about pay and rewards. Competitive pay and recognition of skilled nature of early childhood work are essential for improving retention and professional morale. Low wages are repeatedly named as a key reasons for educators to leave. Recent initiatives in Australia have aimed to address this issue, including the government funded 15% wage increase for childcare workers, amounting to the bonus between 9,000 and 12,000 for 133,000 eligible workers. This pay rise has already led to a 26.8% reduction in job vacancies. So, thirdly, we will be talking about reduced workload and administrative burden. Excessive non contact duties and unpaid hours distract from educators' ability to engage with children and add to burnout. Streamlining documentation exceptions and ensuring administrative tasks are realistic supports quality practice and well-being. Research highlights the importance of reducing administrative burdens to enhance job satisfaction and retention. And the fourth one is professional development and clear career pathways. So opportunities for ongoing professional learning, supported study and visible career progression increase retention by signaling investment in educators' futures. Providing access to professional development is linked to higher job satisfaction and retention rates. Additionally, creating clear career pathways, including opportunities to become an early childhood teacher, can motivate educators to remain in the field. So, lastly, well being and flexible employment. Policies that support mental health, flexible work arrangements, adequate breaks, and manageable hours sustain educators' capacity to stay in the sector. Research indicates that work related well being and workplace culture significantly influence early childhood professionals' decision to stay in or leave the profession. Implementing policies that promote well being can enhance job satisfaction and reduce turnover. So, lastly, high staff turnover in early childhood education is not just a workforce issue. It directly affects the quality of the care and learning that children receive every day. When educators leave frequently, children lose the chance to build strong, trusting relationships with familiar adults. These stable connections are essential for children's emotional security, sense of belonging, and confidence in exploring and learning. At the same time, services struggle to maintain consistent educational programs, and remaining staff often faces heavier workloads and stress, which can affect their well-being and ability to provide quality learning experiences. Addressing staff retention is therefore critical for well-being of both children and educators. Evidence shows that strong reflective leadership, fair pay, and manageable workloads, clear career pathways, and policies that support well-being and flexible work can make a real difference. When educators feel valued, supported, and motivated, they are more likely to stay, which benefit the whole learning environment. Children experience stability, families gain confidence in service, and service itself can uphold the high standard required by the Early Years Learning Framework and National Quality Standard. Ultimately, investing in educator is an investment in children's future. A happy, supported, and stable workforce creates a nurturing, high quality early childhood environment where children can thrive, educators feel fulfilled, and services can grow and improve continuously. So, uh, at the end, by focusing on human centered strategies and fostering a positive workplace culture, early childhood education can become a sustainable, rewarding profession for skilled educators and a rich, secure and joyful learning space for children. Thank you so much.